A company called Alkaline Entertainment brought a lot of shows to Cornwall for the Blue Rodeo, Nazareth, and some other bands. I have so many promoters calling me up and basically trashing the Civic Complex for the price of the rental and how expensive it is to rent Allspill Theater for me as a local agent to bring bands in. I would have to charge $80 for a ticket to see a tribute band. $42 to see an Abbott tribute is ridiculous. The only reason why we charge so much for those tickets is because the price of the venues. Why can't the prices be fixed for me to bring promoters to bring more shows to Cornwall? I wonder why it's so goddamn expensive.
Thank you. I hear it just about every week from my son. So, you know, it's I think what we have to do, I think, is sit down with, you know, like I told you before, we want to set up a meeting in closed council and come out and give straight questions you want to ask, and if you want to.
It's cheaper to rent the Civic Center in Ottawa. I put more shows on in Ottawa this past year than I can afford to bring to Cornwall.
Well, what I'm telling you, we're willing to sit down and listen, and this information has never got to my table other than through Rob. But I said, I think it's important we look at that. If there's a problem there, let's fix it, because we want to bring tours into the community, and these tribute bands and all these other shows you book are there for to bring people in who want them to come. So I'm going to facilitate a separate meeting to see what we can do about that.
Well, I can answer that one very quickly. We, the management, I'm vice president of the management committee of Allspill Theater. For years, it was, I like this person, I'm going to be cheaper. I like that person, it's going to be cheaper. We were subsidizing shows that were coming in here. So I put a new contract.
I'm a local agent.
You're going to listen to the answer, and you're going to give me the answer. The fact of the matter is, we have a contract that does not subsidize people, that allows us to stay open. We put $250,000 into a theater that was falling apart after 40 years of not a penny being put into it. We need to get the infrastructure up to where it belongs. We need to charge what the cost is to put the show on. There's fire laws, there's police laws, there's ushers that are needed. I mean, there's so much that has to be paid out. And some of it is law. We can't get around that. So the cost is what we're charging you.
We're going to have an open discussion after the meeting, so you're welcome to stay. Okay?
I would like to say that I'm also on the Allspill Theater Board, and we've had a lot of problems in the last few years. Namely, number one, the rent for that theater has been raised drastically. That rent has to be covered by the revenue coming into Allspill Theater. And like Sid Gardner has said, there are other expenses that we had to deal with. Upgrades, fire upgrades, material upgrades. We have to do, Allspill Theater has to maintain that theater all by themselves. And they're still paying rent. So they have to do all the upgrades, they have to fix the chairs, fix the floor, repair or replace the curtain. They need to have the revenue to do this and to also meet their rent. So we had to make a big decision to change our fees. And we did this to survive.
More shows, more money.
Now, in regards to the Civic Complex, I'd like to see the Civic put back into the Civic Complex. It's a great piece of infrastructure. I'd like to see a lot more done with community events. I realize it's very expensive to rent, and for for-profit events, that needs to be looked at. Can we make it more affordable for medium-sized events, not just large-scale events? That's one thing that needs to be looked at. Also, it's quality of life. The more events, the more culture, the more arts we have, it's going to bring a higher quality of life to everyone in Cornwall. So, especially non-profit events, I think those should definitely be subsidized. There should be some sort of process where we can utilize the Civic Complex more often. And the same thing with Lamberton Park. I mean, the insurance is very expensive, especially when you have to buy a PA. You can't gate the fence like you do. Oh, thank you.